father of one of those victims is shedding some light on what happened that night. Steve Goncalves says that there is evidence that his daughter Kaylee was trying to escape, but was trapped both by the attacker and another one of the victims.
Because the reality is if they cannot prove a motive, it's going to be very difficult to build the case and put Bryan Kohberger kind of the why he was at the scene and why he would do something like this.
This is Reporter Room with Jessica Davies.
Welcome, Reporter Room investigators. My name is Jessica Davies. I'm an investigative journalist. My job is to investigate crimes, potential suspects, and evidence, and share with you how to do the same thing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Like, share, leave a comment, and let's get started. So, Ann Taylor has got to be celebrating tonight because BK's defense team got a big win in court. Let's go into it. My source on this is ABC News. This is very, very exciting. BK's lawyers hired a consultant to conduct community phone polling. Bryan Kohberger, if you don't know, is in jail. He has been accused of doing away with Maddie, Kaylee, Ethan, and Xana for Idaho students. His attorney and Taylor hired a consultant to conduct community phone polling ahead of his upcoming trial in order to gauge the attitude of potential jurors. So these jurors are going to one day decide his fate unless Ann Taylor is successful in moving the case to a different venue. Now, the survey became a big brouhaha point of contention, but it can now proceed with the questions, including the 9 questions that the prosecutor, Bill Thompson, took issue with. So Ann Taylor has to be very, very excited about this win. Judge John Judge said that the defense may continue its surveys without any modifications to them. So he is overseeing the case, and he put the so-called non-dissemination order in place. This is the gag order that Ann Taylor requested. He put this in place to protect BK's right to a fair trial. But Judge John Judge says that if Ann Taylor does not believe that this survey to impede BK's right to a fair trial, then he does not have a problem with it. So the goal of the gag order was always to ensure a fair and impartial jury. So Judge John Judge said, if defense counsel believes asking these survey questions, which arguably contain prejudicial information or misinformation about the defendant, is more beneficial than harmful. As the defendant's expert testified, this court does not, at this juncture, have sufficient information or evidence to second guess the strategic decision by trial counsel. Basically, what Judge John Judge is saying is that if Ann Taylor wants to go ahead and do this, even though there's a gag order in place, and she doesn't feel like this is going to hurt BK in any way, then he is not going to stop her from moving forward with this survey. So Ann Taylor has to be really happy about this. This is a big win for her. Ann Taylor was arguing that their poll questions were based on information obtained in, quote, the public record and discussed in the media. And moreover, the fact that some of the information was untrue was part of the point, since Ann Taylor says the rumor mill can influence opinion as effectively as fact. Gauging bias is exactly their aim in determining whether a local jury pool can be fair and impartial. Here is how the judge came to his decision. First, he assessed the 9 questions that were at issue in his ruling, and he determined that 6 of these questions from the probable cause affidavit, which is publicly available, it's out there. So that would not violate the gag order. Now, of the other questions, one of the questions was not, quote, based on admissible or inadmissible evidence. So he hasn't decided if he's going to let it in or not, but instead asks the feelings of community members in Moscow, Idaho. Therefore, Judge John Judge decided that this would not violate the gag order. Now, The final 2 questions of the 9 questions, which ask about certain media items, were read into the public record and they were discussed at length during the recent hearing litigating the survey itself, including, quote, the fact that these media items may not be true. Now, the judge said that, quote, because the information is now in the public record, the court does not see any benefit in preventing the defense from continuing its surveys or requiring the 2 questions at issue be eliminated. So, Ann Taylor has to be very, very excited about this. This is a big win for the defense team. We know prosecutor Bill Thompson was not very excited about having the survey being done. So, we'll see what comes of it. The trial date has still not been set, and a hearing on BK's request for a change of venue will be held on June 27th, and we will be live streaming it here on Reporter Room. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss an important update in the Bryan Kohberger case. Thank you to our VIP Jane J, our producers Energy Shots, George Brown, and Jazz, and for Amber. And thank you for your super thanks and PayPal donations. A big thank you to each and every one of our channel members. You help make the channel run so smoothly. I really appreciate your support and your input. If you would like to become a channel member on Reporter Room and have your name show up right here on all of my videos and during my live streams, then feel free to hit the join button. It's right next to the subscribe button. And my analytics show me that 50% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. Please subscribe. It's free and it helps me out so much. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure to come on and be able to share this exciting, brand new breaking news with each and every one of you. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.